Welcome back, everyone. We're going to do an unkillable clan boss team. Can you believe it? Stu is actually doing something with clan boss. This clan boss team, all we need is Demytha. She's going to block that damage every single time, and we're going to do a crazy amount of damage. I love this team. I know Deadwood Jedi was doing this team or a similar one to this, but he gave credit to the Bearded Dragon, and that's what I went over to. I saw the Bearded Dragon had this team 2 days ago, and I just got my Demytha last weekend. If you saw that video where I got Nick crit, and then we also pulled another 4th Anithwe, but we got Demytha in there, so now I can start doing some unkillable clan boss teams. And what I did was this Myth Fu one, which it's so good. It is so good, and I've got 2 unkillable clan boss teams now, and whichever one I want to use, I can, or I can break one down, because now that I have this one, and if I really start playing it more, I can get rid of these 2 man-eaters. This is a salad eater comp. Dykstra has been asking me to do a salad eater comp guide for a very long time, so buddy, if you still want me to do that, let me know. They're still geared, they're still ready to go. I'm going to keep this clan boss team for now. Now that I have a Demytha team, I can get rid of the Salad Eater team, but I'm going to wait because I do want to put in place of Dracomorph Ninja. I want to make sure we can get Ninja in there, or I want to try Venomage, because Venomage can do decreased defense. We can get up some poisons. We're getting poisons with a toxic set on Heiress, so we can do Poison Explosion on the A1 with Venomage. The reason I'm saying this is because this team did 18 million more damage than I needed for a 1 key. So if it's doing 18 million more damage with Dracomorph right now, we'll have to see. We'll keep testing it and try it out. Then we can easily sub in somebody else besides Dracomorph and still 1 key. And it's full auto, guys. We just go in there, we hit auto in every single difficulty, and we're done. There were some trials that I went through. So I didn't originally put everything in the calculator like I should have. I just looked down here at his video and I looked at these speeds. Don't do that. It will mess you up. So I looked at the dragon's beard down here, show more, and you see these speeds? I looked at the speeds. I did within the ranges. I read the notations down here. Make sure you read it as well, because if you bring up the speed of your DPS, you need to bring up the speed of your Seeker, but you also want to put it in the calculator, because what you want to see here at turn 5, where you have Heiress doing the speed buff and removing debuffs, and then down here we have Demytha blocking damage. And this is going to happen every single round after round 5. What was messing me up is that I have kind of weird speeds, I think. 292, we got 267, to where it doesn't start immediately. So I do take 1 stun. And this stun was hitting Demytha, which isn't going to work, because we have no removal right now. It doesn't start till turn 5, and if it hits Demytha, it throws everything off. So I had to give Demytha a mastery. Once we give her this steadfast mastery, the same thing you're going to do with Heiress to make sure she doesn't get hit when you go up against the spirit affinity, I believe, so that Fu San gets hit then. This mastery acts as an additional buff, like an invisible additional buff to the clan boss. So it thinks that there's an additional buff on this person, and then they have more buffs then, and they'll go after somebody else. It works perfectly. So once I did that with her, the clan boss stopped hitting her, and I know I can change around speeds to make it better, but you're going to need to get this on your Heiress anyway. So make sure you always do this. Go over here to your Heiress and get that steadfast. You've got to do this so that when you go up against the spirit affinity, she is not stunned, because she cannot be stunned. They'll stun Fu San instead, because it'll look like she has more buffs on, and the clan boss will go after him, which is fine because I've got her in a toxic set, so I'm going to try to extend those turns on the toxic set anyways. Go down here. Remember, you never want anything that's going to increase your turn meter. On every single clan boss, unkillable clan boss, turn meter is so sensitive. Do not pick up anything that will ever increase your turn meter or lower your turns, unless the person that's telling you about that clan boss team, the DPS or something, can be in Relentless. Then it's okay. But you don't want anything that's going to lower your turns whatsoever or increase your turn meter. Something like this is a no-no. It'll throw everything off, and you'll get very frustrated, like I was getting frustrated today, because I had speeds. It wasn't working. I was trying to figure it all out. I didn't have anybody to talk to about it, so I finally got it to work. Let's go check out this comp, and then we'll talk more about everything that happens. So here, again, make sure you put it into the calculator, because once you start changing speeds around, all you're looking for is for her to be up top, and then down here we've got, okay, turn 5 is where it starts. Then we have Demytha at the very bottom. So every round after that, you're going to see us block damage, and this works on any difficulty. Say we go to Nightmare. Nightmare, it works on turn 3. So right away, Nightmare, full auto. Here I wouldn't have had to worry about the stun going to someone. And I know you can set this up for Ultra Nightmare too, but regardless, it's working. You're going to see it work. It's perfect. So if you want to copy my exact speeds, you can. I can't remember if I said it already, but I'll leave a link to the Dragonbeard's YouTube down below. So go give him some support. Let's run this full auto, every affinity, every difficulty. The way that Heiress, a rare that I already had leveled up to 60 because we used her in a video months ago, removes all these debuffs, even the stun debuff, and then how Demytha blocks damage on our whole entire team. Every round, this is going to be starting on round 5. I know there's got to be a way out there, I'm sure in Deadwood Jedi's calculator, maybe even for some of his teams, that it starts and we don't even have to worry about that first person being stunned, that it starts right away. But this one on Ultra Nightmare, it's going to start on round 5. On Nightmare you saw for us, it starts right away. Here we take a few hits, right? And it's fine. Even your DPSers that aren't geared very well can take these first few hits. Turn 3, so we're still waiting. We're not in sync yet. Once we get to 5, everything's going to happen. The same from 5 all the way to 50. One more round. And that's where Heiress is going to remove all those debuffs right away before anybody else goes. So even a stun. Okay, here we go. We're starting off. We blocked all that. Heiress removes it all. And now Demytha, before the boss takes a turn, is going to block damage. And it's going to happen that exact same way all the way through. And we do a crazy amount of damage. That's what's so amazing. Yeah, Fusan's in here. We got a Seeker like we usually have for a Seeker. So if you've been using a Seeker in any of your unkillables, you've got him ready to go. Whatever your DPSer is, I know you're looking at Dracomorph and going, Stu, it's Dracomorph in there. You're going to do a crazy amount of damage. But since we did so much damage, I'm not really worried about Draco. I am going to test a lot of other DPSers. So you can do this. I think we can all do this. Yeah, we need Fusan in this comp. And we need Demytha, of course. Heiress, we can farm. Fusan instead of him. I know there's some other ones out there with High Katoon and what's his name? Deacon Armstrong to get that speed lead in there. But Fusan is about to pull some crazy numbers as well. And the gear I have on every single one of these people are all mix and match gear. Yeah, I have a toxic set on Heiress and I have speed set on Demytha, but as far as my DPSers, all the other 3, it's just mix and match. There's no kind of savage, critical damage, nothing special. I'll show you the gear at the end here. Let's move forward a little bit. So every round is going to be exactly the same. This is it. It's so great, man. I love this comp. The same. We are at full health the whole entire time. 88 million, 17 million from Heiress. We've got 24 million from Fusan, but if you don't have a Dracomorph, that's okay. We can take away 10 million and still be very comfortable with a 1 key on this team. So bring in the Fat Man. I definitely want to find a way to bring Ninja in here. Even though he has that turn meter increase on his A1, other people have been able to bring him into these kind of comps. So I'm hoping we can figure that out, bring Ninja in here, because pretty much everybody has Ninja, right? He will do a lot of damage. Demytha, all I needed to do was get that speed. I wasn't concerned what the gear was at all. 292. I have what? HP, speed boots. I do have some counterattack rings, which are pretty fun to have. Get that additional damage in there. She is booked out. We need this skill booked out. And we probably need this skill booked out so that we can extend Heiress's speed. We do. We need that one booked out as well. Nothing fancy here, just a lot of speed. If you need to go farm some glyphs, some 1 and 2 star glyphs, go do that. Get that exact speed. That's what I did. I needed a few more glyphs, so I had to go farm it. She was getting stunned on that round 3, and it was really throwing me off. I'm sure there's some speeds again. We can look at Deadwood Jedi's to make it to where maybe we don't have to worry about this, but I just got steadfast. Once I picked this up, the boss thought we had another buff up, so it chose a different target, which was then Seeker, which was great, and everything worked out for me. Then we go down here, we've got War Master on her. Remember, don't pick anything ever that's going to give you an increase of turn meter. Always with these unkillable comps. Fusan with mixed gear. Look, we have no gear set here. We do have critical damage, attack chest, and speed boots. 186 speed with speed boots. If you guys have been around for a while, you can make this happen. I do have him booked out, get additional damage here, and get additional damage on the A3. But you don't need books in. If you didn't want to put books onto him, it wouldn't make a difference. You don't have to. And then we come down here to War Master, and I got Retribution. You want to counterattack as much as possible to get some damage. I didn't need to get deterrence. We're not getting stunned. Just that first time on my comp, I'm getting stunned, so I didn't need to pick that up. Again, mixed gear. We're getting no gear set here. We've got critical damage, attack, and attack again, because his speed is down to 171. Seeker and Heiress next. We do have critical damage, attack, whatever you need to do to get to that 184 speed and try to get some damage out of him. We have one set piece here. That's it. You do want him booked to make sure we lower the cooldown on this A2. And then as far as masteries go, same old stuff. We want to make sure we have a War Master in here, and then we have a chance to counterattack when we take that damage. And then Heiress is the last one in this group. Where is she? So amazing. A rare can do this. It's crazy the things that people find out in this game. We've got her in her toxic set. We're crit rate, gloves, attack here, speed boots, whatever you need to do to get to 267. Now, I prefer a toxic set, but that's pretty fast. 267 with a toxic set might not be something that you can do. If you can't, that's okay. Just get to the 267 speed. You need that speed. We've got to have that. It's more important than toxic. And then you got to have books into her, but you can farm these books. You can farm her completely. And then we've got the same old masteries. War Master here. And then since I had to pick Steadfast for her, so that when we do fight against a Spirit Affinity boss, that Fu Shan is hit instead of her, I went down and got Master Hexer, because we're using a toxic set anyways to extend those debuffs. Let me know what you think about this comp down below. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Go give some support over here to the Dragon's Beard. And then also big props to Deadwood Jedi for everything that he does for us with this calculator and all the clan boss stuff out there. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you all in a video soon.